Pack your things and leave, my stepmother ordered at breakfast. This property belongs to real children now. Dad agreed, you've taken advantage long enough. Stepsister laughed, finally getting what I deserve. I dropped the house keys and walked out. The next day, when the bank called about the $950,000 deed transfer, their relief turned to terror. None of them knew. It was a Tuesday morning in March, and I had planned to spend the day working on some freelance graphic design projects from home. At 26, I had been living in my childhood home for the past 3 years, helping with expenses and taking care of the property while my father traveled frequently for his consulting work. My stepmother Sharon entered the kitchen with her usual theatrical flair, her blonde hair perfectly styled despite it being barely 7 in the morning. Behind her trailed my stepsister Brittany, a 25-year-old who had moved back in with her mother 6 months ago after her latest relationship fell apart. Brittany had always carried herself with an air of entitlement that made family gatherings uncomfortable, but lately, it had gotten worse. "Aaron," Sharon announced, her voice sharp and commanding, "we need to talk." I looked up from my phone, immediately sensing the tension in the room. My father, Paul, stood near the kitchen island, avoiding eye contact with me. This wasn't a good sign. "What's going on?" I asked, setting down my coffee mug. Sharon crossed her arms and lifted her chin. "Pack your things and leave. This property belongs to real children now." The words hit me like a physical blow. I stared at her, certain I had misheard. "Excuse me?" "You heard me correctly," Sharon continued, her voice growing more confident. "You're 26 years old, Aaron. It's time you learned to stand on your own 2 feet instead of freeloading off your father." I turned to my dad, expecting him to intervene, to tell Sharon she was out of line. Instead, he nodded slowly and said, "Sharon's right, sweetheart. You've taken advantage long enough. It's time for you to move out and make your own way." The betrayal was stunning. This was the man who had raised me alone for 12 years after my mother died in a car accident when I was 10. The man who had taught me to ride a bike, helped me with homework, and walked me down the aisle at my college graduation. Now he was standing there, agreeing that I should be kicked out of my childhood home. Brittany, who had been quiet until now, let out a laugh that sounded more like a cackle. "Finally. I'm getting what I deserve. This house should have been mine from the beginning." I felt my hands start to shake. "Dad, what is she talking about? This is our family home. Mom and you bought this house together when I was 5. Paul shifted uncomfortably. "Things change, Aaron. Sharon and Brittany are my family now, and they need the space. Brittany wants to start fresh, maybe begin her own business, and she needs a stable place to do that. I've been contributing to the mortgage and utilities for 3 years, I said, my voice rising. I've maintained the garden, handled repairs, and taken care of this place while you were traveling. Plus, my graphic design business has been doing well. I've been paying Paul at rate for my room and contributing to household expenses. How is that taking advantage?